Hello friends, my name is JJ, and today I thought we would once again return to one of this channel's most beloved bits, flag mysteries. This is where you guys send me pictures of mysterious flags that you've encountered in your day-to-day lives, and I use my professional flagspert research skills to tell you what they are. And first up, we have a photo from my friend Sasha, who says, I live in Ottawa, and one of the homes in Centertown had this flag hanging out front. The flag is black with a white cross down the center and a Union Jack in the top left. Would love to see if you know what it is. Thank you very much for that, Sasha. So, the British were not terribly creative when it came to flag design, and during the heyday of their empire, they created dozens, if not hundreds of flags that were little more than their own flag in the corner and some other thing in the remaining 3/4. If it was a flag for a colony, it would usually be red or blue with some sort of crest or coat of arms in the corner. If it was a flag with something to do with the Navy, however, there would either be nothing or a big red and white cross. Check this out. We can see Sasha's flag for sale on this eBay listing that boasts Royal Navy flags 5x3 ensigns, boat ships, historical, English, British, regional, RNUK. Someone really knows how to play the keyword game. And you can see that among the many individual flags listed, this guy is selling Sasha's Black Cross one, which is apparently the Cornwall ensign. Cornwall is the most western part of the United Kingdom, a peninsula that sticks out into the Celtic Sea. Its flag is this black and white cross, which is quite a beloved symbol of the community, as you can see in this photo of Cornwall Pride Day. Cornwall obviously doesn't have its own navy, but a combination of Cornwall Pride and the fact that their flag kind of looks like the flag of the Royal Navy apparently inspired the Cornwallians to make their own novelty Cornwall naval ensign to put on their boats, as you can see in this photo I found on BritishCountyFlags.com. The guide behind that site refers to the Cornish naval flag as unofficial, but notes that Cornish flags are regularly seen around the world as a symbol of the Cornish diaspora. So my guess is that Sasha's neighbor in Ottawa is just a particularly proud Cornishian. Flag mystery solved. Incidentally, solving Sasha's mystery helped me solve another one. My friend Ryan saw someone waving this flag at the British Grand Prix and didn't know what it was. And during my research on Cornwall, I learned that a lot of British counties have similar looking cross flags. And this yellow one is the flag of the county of Dorset. Here is an interesting story from my pal Simon. Hi JJ, so several months ago, me and my family found a strange American-looking flag in my grandfather's attic, along with a French flag and a Confederate flag. He was a Southern man during the mid-20th century, so no big surprise. The flag has 13 stripes of red and white alternating, as well as a 7-pointed blue star in the middle. So, one of the most obscure realms of flags, but also one of the largest, is old corporate flags used by private companies that ship goods or people by boat. Back when the shipping industry was less consolidated than it is now, there were a ton of these things. What clued me off is that Simon thinks that Grandpa has a French flag, which seems a bit random, but Grandpas do like ships, and there was a popular Canadian shipping company called the Allen Line that used a flag that looked a lot like the French flag, but with the colors reversed. And if that was the case, then the star flag was quite possibly a shipping company flag as well. So I consulted this famous early 20th century guide to shipping company flags, and looky here. This is apparently the flag of the Hunting and Son firm from Newcastle upon Tyne, which is in England. When I was looking for a cleaner picture of the flag, I found this memorial board from a museum in Newcastle upon Tyne, and it commemorates the employees of the company who had their ships blown up during World War II. So maybe Grandpa Simon had some connection to Allied shipping vessels in some way during the war? Who can say? In any case, flag mystery solved. Now what flag is this? Why, it's the flag of today's video sponsor, Sailey. So let us hear a quick word from them. Hello friends. So today I am standing beside this babbling brook in order to babble to you guys about the glories of eSIMs. So as I am sure you know, whenever you travel to some exotic foreign land, your cell phone data plan stops applying and you either have to pay outrageous foreign roaming charges or buy some expensive SIM card at some dodgy-looking store in the mall. But did you know that most modern phones actually allow you to use a digital SIM with no physical card necessary? It's true. And allow me to introduce today's video sponsor, Saily. Saily sells eSIMs, which are affordable data plans that you can buy directly through the Saily app and then activate instantly through your phone's backend using the Convert to eSIM setting. They offer all sorts of multi-tiered plans for over 190 different countries, meaning that they will surely have the perfect thing for your next big foreign adventure, perhaps to the wilds of Canada. And best of all, viewers of this channel can get an incredible 15% off their next Saily plan if they use the promo code JJMCC at checkout. Just look up Saily in your favorite digital app store or click on the link in the thing below. It is starting to rain. Just speaking from personal experience, cell phone stuff is always one of the most annoying things you have to deal with when you travel to a foreign country. So if you're looking for a way to cut through some of the bother, why not give Saily a try today? Saily, travel data made easy. All right, next up we have a flag from my pal Patrick, who says, I am Canadian, but my family is Portuguese, and I am visiting Lisbon for the first time. I visited the Castelo de São Jorge, a castle in Lisbon that dates to pre-Roman times. While I was there, they had a strange flag flying at the castle alongside the Portuguese flag. It had a gray cross, white background, and crest in the center. I have no idea what it represents. So luckily for us, one of Patrick's photos of this mysterious flag has some pretty legible writing on it, what appears to be a Latin motto of some sort. Muy nobre e sempre Leia Cidade de Lisboa. When I punched all of that into the Google machine, I got a link to the official City of Lisbon Protocol Symbols website. And this is, simply put, the flag of Lisbon, the capital of Portugal. The motto reads, the most noble and always loyal city of Lisbon. And according to the website, the crest displays a boat that, according to legend, carried the remains of Saint Vincent, the patron saint of Lisbon, and was accompanied on the journey by ravens who showed the way. Saint Vincent of Zaragoza was an early Christian martyr from 3rd century Spain, and the legend goes that in 1173, the remnants of his tortured and broken body were delivered to the Portuguese capital in a ship guided by ravens. His remaining body parts are now kept in a special chest in the Lisbon Cathedral, an ancient Catholic church on the coast of the city. To this day, a lot of the city's official symbols revolve around this event in some way. Portugal feels unique among European countries in just how openly they tend to mix explicitly Christian and Catholic symbolism into their civic symbols. But anyway, flag mystery solved. Alrighty. Here is an interesting flag sticker that my friend Zach says he saw on the back of a car in Amarillo, Texas. We have a lot of immigrants who come here from Africa and Asia to work in the meat packing plant, so that may have something to do with it, he speculates. So I will admit that I just took the easy way out with this one and just threw Zach's photo straight into Google image search. But that just raised further questions because apparently this is the Karen flag. I mean, I know everybody's got their little pride flags these days, but even Karens? Does this cork represent their well-documented love of wine? In reality, however, the Karen are an ethnic minority group in Myanmar, 4 million strong, or about 7% of the country, according to the Minority Rights Group. The women in Myanmar who wear those famous neck-extending rings are part of this group. Over the decades, there have been cycles of oppression and violence between the Karen and Myanmar's various military dictatorships, which have been dominated by the country's ethnically Burmese majority. This has in turn led to a lot of Karen separatism, led by something known as the Karen National Union, whose flag is this. According to their website, this flag was created in 1937, and the thing that I thought was a cork is actually something known as a frog drum, which is a distinctive type of bronze instrument that is a popular symbol of Karen culture. Flag mystery solved. All right, now heading back to the UK, my friend Robert shares this number and says, I'm a binman, a garbage man for you North American types, in Glasgow, Scotland, and found this flag during our run one day. The colors and symbology immediately made me think of the British Union of Fascists, but I couldn't find an exact match anywhere on the internet. Well, if there is one thing that I've learned over the years, it's that when British people find weird flags, they usually have something to do with sports. And sure enough, after doing a bit of investigating as to whether there are any European sports leagues who use 3 red lightning bolts as their symbol, I came across this Stade Français, a French rugby club. Here we can see some fans going nuts with Robert's flag during a 2005 match against Stade Toulousain. But interestingly enough, Robert's flag is also a bit of an anachronism, which is maybe why somebody threw it out. In 2007, Stade Français switched their team colors from blue and red to hot pink and navy. I don't know a lot about rugby, but ESPN informs me that compared to many other team sports, rugby has never been afraid to showcase bold and creative team kits. But even by this standard, Stade Français is still pretty intense. Flag mystery solved. Here's a flag submitted by my friend Henry. He doesn't give me any information, but he says he's been researching it for quite a while. I've seen this flag a number of times myself, and it always takes me a while to remember exactly what it is, just because it looks a lot like a bunch of other famous flags. Is it the scuba diving flag? No. Is it the flag of the nation of Trinidad? No. Is it one of those nautical alphabet flags? No. What it actually is the flag of Sealand. Sealand is, of course, a very famous make-believe country, supposedly located on some abandoned naval station off the southeastern coast of England. The eccentric British family who claim to rule this country make money by selling various knickknacks, including flags, which I guess whoever owns this fence must have bought at some point. Flag mystery solved. Next up, we got Spencer. I saw this flag on a boat in Destin, Florida. It appears to be a Denmark flag with the flag of the Bahamas in the right corner. This is a flag that I've seen a lot in my own life. Vancouver has a big port for cruise ships, and I've noticed that they often tend to fly this flag, as you can see in this photo I took last year. So, American and European cruise companies will often register their ships in the Bahamas in order to avoid local labor laws, or in other words, just pay their workers less. This is what they call operating under a flag of convenience, and the government of the Bahamas specifically writes its laws to incentivize boat-based businesses to register in their country. Anyway, this particular flag is known as the Bahamian civil ensign, which the website of the Sandals Resorts tells me may be flown on privately owned boats at sea. It is clearly modeled on the British style of naval ensigns that we talked about earlier, which makes sense as the Bahamas is a former British colony and Commonwealth countries tend to do their nautical flags in this style. The laws of the Bahamas, meanwhile, require the Bahamian flag to be displayed on registered ships entering or leaving any port, which is probably why they seem to turn up in docks. Flag mystery solved. Okie dokie, so my pal Nicholas has this to say. Last summer, I attended World Youth Day in Lisbon, Portugal. We're back here again, and spotted a variety of obscure flags being flown by the nearly 2 million young Catholics from around the world who were in the city for the week. This flag, however, I have not been able to find the origin of. It is not the flag of any of the Swiss cantons, which is what I initially thought since it's under the Swiss flag. It may also be the flag of a particular church or Christian movement, since World Youth Day is a Catholic event, and these pictures were taken at the location where the papal mass was held. All right, so at these sorts of gatherings, people really like to flaunt very, very specific symbols of where they come from. So I was wondering if maybe this was a flag of some Swiss city, rather than just a canton, which is more like a state. So I loaded up my absolute favorite flag website, Flags of the World, and went to the Switzerland page and just started to click around a bit. And I would like to say that I had some great method to my madness, but really I just got lucky. Apparently there is a rural area in western Switzerland known as Roh, named after the Roh River, and I guess it's distinctive enough to need its own flag, so this is it. You can see it depicts the countryside with the happy little sun and the famous river right here. Like most Swiss flags, this one is a perfect square. Square flags being one of the proud quirks of Swiss culture. Cynthia says, I saw this flag in Howie in the Hills, Florida. If you could figure it out, it would be greatly appreciated. Well, my pleasure, Cynthia. Even though this isn't a very clear photo, I can still recognize the flag easily. This is the flag of the former Republic of Vietnam, better known as South Vietnam. Though South Vietnam was conquered by the Communist North in 1975, the flag of the South has remained popular among many Vietnamese immigrants in the US, many of whom were refugees from the South who arrived in the aftermath of the war. Partially for that reason, however, the flag has also become a bit controversial in some corners because it is associated with a kind of revanchist mindset where the outcome of the war is not accepted, which then pushes some older Vietnamese Americans into supporting far-right causes on the basis of a shared hatred of communism. Now check out this one from my American friend Ryder. I saw this flag on the front bumper of a car, which I think was a pickup truck, that I did not recognize. I threw it into docks and drew it up, which you can see here. Ryder thinks it might have something to do with Africa, because it features the so-called Pan-African colors. But given the red stripes on the yellow, I figured it more likely has something to do with the South Vietnamese flag that we were just discussing. And since it was on the back of an American pickup truck, I was thinking maybe Vietnam vet? And what do vets wear? Medals. In most countries, medals come in two styles. The literal medal form with the dangling metal disc, and also what they call a ribbon, which is the smaller, more compact form that soldiers wear on their uniforms. And it turns out that this is the ribbon form of an American medal known as the Vietnam Service Medal. It was created by President Johnson in 1965 and was given to any US soldier who served in any capacity during the war. So to vets at least, this is a pretty recognizable symbol of service, and veterans shops sell a bunch of stuff with it on it, including car decals. So not quite flag, mystery solved. All right, now as is tradition on this channel, we will end this video with a flag mystery that I was not able to solve, and we will see if you guys can help me crack it. Usually that happens within the first hour or so of me posting the video, which is always an impressive sight. So this one comes to me from my friend Florian from the great state of New Hampshire. Florian is a security guard, and he says, while I was running a patrol on one of our condo properties, I came across a very interesting flag that I thought would be great for one of your flag mystery videos. Well, thank you for that, and I did try very hard to figure out this one, but I kept getting stumped. I even emailed some flag vendors in New Hampshire itself, and none of them seemed to recognize it either. One guy thought maybe it had something to do with Native Americans, but I couldn't get any further leads on this. But let me walk you through my theory. The fact that the flag uses purple and a sort of teal type color is a good indication that we're dealing with a very modern flag, since traditionally it has been very unusual for flags to operate outside of the big 5 color palette that you see on the Olympic rings. Purple, however, is the de facto color of New Hampshire, associated with both the state bird and the state flower. And this white triangle down here looks kind of like a mountain, which is also very New Hampshire-y, given that the state is literally home to a range known as the White Mountains. New Hampshire's current flag, meanwhile, looks like this. And seeing how everybody's been so radicalized against the so-called shield on a bedsheet flags lately, my conclusion was that this might be somebody's attempt to try and get a new and improved New Hampshire flag off the ground. But that's just a theory. A flag theory. If you guys have any better leads on what you think is going on here, let me know in the comments below. And if you have any flag mysteries of your own that you want me to solve, do not hesitate to email them over. I mean, at this point, I actually have dozens and dozens and dozens of them piling up in my inbox, so I can't promise that your mystery will be solved in anything resembling a timely manner, but hey, it's still worth a shot, right? But in any case, thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next week.